Yo everyone, you're listening to Outside the Box. Today's episode is with Hull's former English champion Lewis Sylvester, who hopes to succeed far beyond that in his new work. Hope you enjoy.
So take me back to the beginning of you boxing. What's the very first, early memory of you getting involved with boxing?
So I remember I first went into a boxing gym when I was 6.
Yeah.
I was playing football as well. I was a bit, not like a hot-headed kid, but I was very athletic.
Yeah.
And I'd get stuck in all the time. My parents was like, do you want to go to boxing? I can't really remember how it started, years ago. But it was they took me to Kingston on YouTube, my estate. And I just gelled to it straight away, I enjoyed it. So from the age of 6 till about 10, 11, 12, I can't remember when I stopped. Just constantly boxing, playing football. And I didn't box, or I didn't fight when I was can't fight till you were there.
Yeah.
Just because I was playing football and because I was boxing, it was like an expensive thing boxing is expensive, it's an expensive hobby, and so is football, so it was mum and dad, we hadn't come from any money, our family hadn't come from anybody, so it was everything they'd done themselves, but we couldn't the hard way, so.
You always been up on gypsy?
Yeah.
I lived Pickering View and Dorset Street when I was younger. I live on Ings now, so I didn't really properly go up there.
I grew up there I can't remember if I was born and then I came on gypsy straight away or I can't really remember. Grew up on Gloucester Street from a young age and then my mum and dad bought the house on Astor.
Yeah.
So obviously that's right from the next year to literally outside the doors.
What was it like growing up for you? Did you see a lot of stuff?
Yeah, I seen any sort of council estate kid is going to see some shit. You're going to go through some shit, bullying, all sorts of shit. But it's just like a rough estate. It's not as bad as what people make out. Gypsum and Hull's not a bad place. It's obviously there's certain areas everywhere where you go where it's a shithole.
Yeah.
Hull's Gypsum, it's a bit more like a community, not really one of those each where you go to all in with it's just we've never had any trouble. Never had any problems.
Was you not fighting a lot growing up?
Not really, no. Just to be honest, when I got to the age of going out with my pals, I went to St Thomas More Primary School. A lot of them lived up Anleby and all that.
Yeah.
We were going on there a lot. So it was I wasn't really hanging around on Gypsum too much, I wasn't really with the estate lads.
Yeah.
I was up there a little bit more and my parents probably thought for the best getting up there. So I used to bike from Gypsum to Anleby Common and that, at a young age and just going off around the lads from school.
When you first got into boxing, like you said, you can't fight till you're 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first amateur fights?
Well, I didn't box when I first went to the gym. I said, I was in at 6 and then I left. I didn't leave. It was it wasn't really a choice to pick football or boxing, but it was do you want to play football or do you want to box? You can't really. Financially, yeah. So I picked football. Obviously, all your mates from school played football, and so I went there.
Yeah.
Played football for years. Obviously, I think I started football when I was 8, and then kept playing until I still play now. To be fair.
Yeah. I've seen on Facebook they still play.
Yeah, it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? It's different. It's still the training that I do. I'm still getting fit playing football. You just run the risk of injuries in football. So
yeah. So when was your first amateur fight?
I was 16.
Was you?
Yeah. So from 12, I stopped playing football when I was about 15.
Yeah.
Then I started playing football again for an adult team at 16.
Yeah.
So I had a couple of years, it was like a pub league, Sunday league pub league. I was just getting fucking clattered by every fucking bloke who had a big beer going. Started hanging around my pals were mates for now, but we should get up to know. But nothing bad, nothing when the police would get involved.
Yeah.
We'd just be we're terrorised. What you do when you're a kid, you're just a little bastard. And then I said, fuck, listen, there's an to do, I'm off back to the gym. So I walked in the gym, and Tommy Coyle gym, and I met my coach, Billy Dawson.
Yeah.
And then they seen something in me and was you can do it here. Obviously I've done a lot in the past from being a young age anyway, so the fundamentals was all there. I think like 3, 4, maybe 6 months later, like my first amateur fight, boxed a kid who had, we got told he had some like 7 or 8 fights, maybe like a split record.
Yeah.
Boxed him, beat him. I remember like all the skills that I've been practicing all just went out the window completely and ended up just having a full on brawl with this kid. Beat him, and then we found out that night that he'd had some like 14 kickboxing fights or MMA fights. So he really, like, my first ever amateur fight, I boxed him when I had like 20 odd fights.
Yeah, so you should have been like
Yeah, but then after that like set the standard from my fighting. Like I went something like 15, 16 and as an amateur.
Yeah.
And I didn't get beat. Maybe 12, 13 and I can't remember. And I was fighting kids who had like 40 fights, won 20, won 30, but like all my opponents, because they had such a good record, I was undefeated. I had to fight kids who had like 60 to 80 fights and maybe I won like half of them or
Yeah.
and I was beaten. And my pal who passed away, Cam Shaw, boxed him twice. He was like, I think he was like about 4th or 5th fight. He was like 20 fights something in, and it was like one fight. And then it was another brawl, which ended up having a toe-to-toe brawl at York. And then we boxed again in Halifax, beat him on points again, one tough kid. And then we become mates. He started training with us and that, you know. He used to drive down from York and train with us, you know.
Yeah.
And he's passed away though.
Yeah, bless. You only had about 20 amateur fights, didn't you?
20 amateur fights, yeah.
How come you said you was 14, 15 fights maybe undefeated, how come you didn't carry on trying to get all the accolades?
It was a bit like, because I think my last amateur fight I was 19.
Yeah.
20, I can't really remember, but my style suited well to the pros. Like I was more of like a counter puncher, I was more like slow pace, like every fight I had. Like, so obviously don't get me wrong, most of my fights was like high pace anyway, but I used to like to use my feet and my range and stuff like that, which I do now.
Yeah.
And we just had the choice. I think I didn't have many junior bouts because obviously I was at the age where it was become senior bouts, so my guard was off within like 5 or 6 fights.
Yeah.
And then I was boxing like for men and what, do you know what I mean? Obviously a lot older than me and beating them. And because I was good at that and I was holding my own against lads who were a lot older than me and whatever, and I was beating them, it was just like a decision making to turn pro to make some money. And in a way I kind of wish I kept doing it, but in a way I don't, because look at where I've got in the pro game now, you know what I mean? I'm only, what am I, 16 fights in?
16.
Yeah, so I'm 16 fights in. I've won the English title, I've defended it, boxed for the British title, I got beat, but I boxed a kid who was now going on possibly to win a world title next year. So I can't really see that as a loss because he's surpassed me.
Did you take a lot of lessons from that?
I did, yeah. Moved down with it, simple as that. Yeah, he was just too big, too strong. I think he weighed like 16 pounds. It's just bad weight. But
when you was fighting on TV, you won your English title on the zone, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then you fought him on a Queensbury card.
Yeah.
And then fights like the nerves.
Yeah,
Not
a lot of fighters will say that that they get nervous for it, but it is nerve-wracking. Like, you're on telly, you're at the big promoters where everyone wants to be, and you've got all this pressure on your shoulders.
Yeah.
And it's not nerve-wracking. Like you get nervous for a fight anyway. Anyone who says the door full of shit.
I had a charity fight and I spewed my nerves.
Exactly. Like it's not.
You was there actually.
Was it?
It was one of them GCGF cards.
No, was it? You know,
Yeah, it was fucking
big Steve Aston shit.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, so everyone gets nervous, but it's like if you don't get nervous, then there's something wrong. Do you know what I mean? It's obviously it's a bit amplified when you're on TV and you're fighting in front of thousands.
Yeah, it's like something Edwards was saying the other day. He knew he didn't have it anymore because the nerves won't get into him. He expected them to hit him when he was walking to the ring, and they just didn't come. He was just too placid in there.
It's like it becomes a second nature to us all. And don't get us wrong, like it's not an easy game. It's not like it's. So you do get nervous, not even about the fights. Like I get nervous thinking about where I want to be.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Like I want to win the British title, I want to be the first to do it for more. and that makes me nervous, which is a good thing. So it's like, if I didn't have the nerves for that, I would probably win it. Do you know what I mean?
You need the nerves to make you work hard.
The nerves set your goals and stuff like that. So, but yeah, going back to the TV fights, it's like when you're walking in the hotel room and you've got like your Don Smith. Who else was on that card? There was like world champions in the hotel and that, and it's just like you want to go get a photo with them. You're there where they are anyway. So it's like, it's not like you look at dickhead like getting photos with people who you've looked up to. I know you've sparred with them, but it was like it's like fucking hell, I'm here. This is where I want to be. And obviously, boxing's like it's a business at the end of the day. You've got to understand the business side of boxing as well as you've got to understand the actual fights. Like there's a lot of to and fro in boxing. And that alone is like, it's stressful, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't like to be promoters and like manager and promote shows. I can see like when he's got a step ago, when he's got a show coming up or whatever, like he's constantly grafting, and there must be so much that goes. Obviously I know bits and bobs about putting a show on and stuff now, obviously being boxing, what is it now, 6 years, being pro, 6-7 years now.
Is that what, being pro for 6-7 years?
I think so, yeah. So
Steffi's helped you get quite a lot of fights, haven't they?
Yeah, like moving to Steffi's gym was the best thing that could ever happen to me. Don't get me wrong, I'm not taking any away from my former coach. Like he was a main coach, he was spot on. And Billy Dawson was, he's more like a teacher, you know what I mean? Like he taught me everything, all the fundamentals, got me through the fights. And not taking anything away from him. We didn't fall out, it was just time to like step up a little bit. Have a new like sense of hope and just crack on and just be like, be strong in the game. But yeah, moving to Steffi's gym, obviously you've got, when I first went there, you've got Gavin McDonald, the European champ, Jace Cunningham, Terry Harper, you've got all these champions that have come through. And Steffi's accolades himself, he's got a wall of champions and there's like 40 of us on it. And it's like, anyone in this sort of area, like Yorkshire, like this, like all them lot. He's like a stepping stone, isn't he? Between like the VIP shows, like stepping onto the zone. It's like he gets you all sorts of. He's got me opportunities I didn't think I'd ever get, especially now. Like I thought I'd have been like 20 odd fights in, and then start fighting the titles because I didn't have a big amateur background before. I'll end up having like 20, 30 fights as having to prove yourself. Having like 15 to 20 fights as a pro, like setting my feet, getting like these. But obviously, because I've won fights pretty quickly, like I won an eliminator for the English, then won the English, then defended the English. And it was like, so them 3 fights was all undefeated kids, all our kids. And that defence as well, is it against Jimmy Fairsley? Obviously, he'd been beat, but he'd been in the top pedigree fighters, so he's never been stopped though, hasn't he? Never been stopped. And you stopped him in the first round, like? Yeah, first round, and obviously Jimmy's a proper nice bloke as well. Like I remember saying to like my team, and I was like, I felt shit doing that, but I had to do it. Like I say, it's a boxing, it's a business, so you're getting punched in the head, someone's going to go down, or you're going to get beat up. You know what I mean? Yeah. You say you're going to go for like I've seen on other interviews, you say you're the best in the country. Yeah. And I think you're the only person in Hull who looks at it with that type of attitude. You've got to. If you don't, then what's the point? Like, you've got to be confident. Yeah, there's Logan Richardson, who's obviously Central Area champion, but he's had 5 fights in 4 years. Yeah, I'm a big advocate, especially when you're going over, like, I think I had 6 fights in my first year. Yeah. As a pro, something like 5, 6 fights. You need to be active, don't you? You've got to be active, and obviously it's different for different fighters. Like with Logan, very good kid, very underrated. If you ask me, like his footwork, his skills are I mean, like I've seen him spar Connie Consall. Yeah. Connie Consall's obviously Commonwealth champion, and he does give him a good spar. Yeah. For someone who's not had many amateur fights, when you've got Consall, who was like 5 ABA championships and whatever, now Commonwealth champion, like, it's a good spar to watch, and he's up there, like he's competing with Consall. So, but at that weight, there's not many fighters.
Yeah.
Because he's
had to come up from
fly to London, so it's like he's had to put that weight on. Do you know what I mean? To get fights and what I mean. Fair fucks to him because he takes risks. Like, that kid who we beat for the Central Area Championship, like probably shouldn't have won that fight. I don't know the other kid. Like don't know what he's like. Don't know his record. Obviously, I'm going to support Logan anyway. And like he won, like sparked him, didn't he? So
I think it plays in his favour a bit because he's so small, it gets overlooked.
Yeah, well, you do. All the small lads do. Like I'm not big. Like, it's like people probably look at me. But I get it when I get like messages now and then, like people saying the baby up and that. And still listening, like, "Oh, crack on, try it."
Yeah.
And like you just when you're not, even though like you're a born fighter.
Yeah.
Not many people actually they think it's different to being on the street. You know?
Yeah.
It's the same thing in boxing, like because he's the smaller. But look at Sonny Edwards.
Yeah.
Tiny, and he's done what he's done. Like,
yeah. In your if you're going for if you believe you're the best and you're going for the top stuff, there's people like Danny Quartermain and Jack Bateson there. Jack Bateson's ranked one below you, I think, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Well, it says it also, obviously I was ranked, I think I was highly ranked at like number 7 or number 6 at one point. And obviously the loss to Noakes obviously pushed me back up a little bit, but I was still in the top 10.
Yeah.
Even after the loss. I was ranked 16 in Europe. So like I'm up there, like even though I got beat, like I'm still up there, like my accolades in our box are still up there, do you know what I mean? And then as soon as I boxed the first fight at Super Feather, I was like ranked 11 straight away.
Yeah.
So I haven't got a problem with any fighters at all. Not like I say, it's a business.
Yeah, yeah.
If there's a name gets put in front of me, I'll never look at the Sam Noakes fight.
Yeah.
Like no one was fighting.
You didn't know who it was, did you? Just
my manager rang me when being offered the British and Commonwealth champion before I even finished my ticket.
Yeah.
He went, get some Noakes, and like in the back of my mind, I didn't even hear it. Like I just went, take it.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm not here to like pick and choose fights anyway. If a fight gets brought to me and it's something I want to do, like if it was for the British and Commonwealth, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
So everyone's got a puncher's chance. It's boxing.
I was about Jack Bateson. When he's one rank below you, but he's like headlining on them GBM cards. Is that something like you? Is that the direction you're looking to go in now?
Yeah,
you're mixed in with them type of people.
We're looking at the GBM stuff now. I'm hoping to kind of get some with it.
Yeah, Jimmy Joe's just signed with him as well.
Yeah. So Jimmy's with us at the gym, so I'm up there. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm competing at that level, and I have competed at that level.
Yeah.
So it will come, and obviously if we get signed to GBM, which is live on as well, then I'll be up there with like Danny Quartermain and Bateson and all them stuff.
You think you'd beat them all?
Yeah. Especially going down to super featherweight, because I've boxed the lads who were heavier and could punch a lot harder. Like I'm there, do you know what I mean? So
do you find keeping the weight at super feather easier than, like you said earlier, you're not really, it was the easiest cut?
Yeah, well, obviously being a lightweight, I had to really diet.
Yeah.
So we kind of seen it a long time ago, like I'm not a lightweight.
Yeah.
Because we seen it, it's like, I stayed at Steffi's house for the Sam Noakes fight. I moved in with him for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So Steffi was watching what I was eating and whatever. And I always eat clean anyway, like no matter if I'm in a fight, like I eat clean, but I didn't have to weigh my food out.
Yeah.
Because I knew my body could eat that and it'd be alright. And I was having like chicken kebabs and stuff like that with him on like a Friday after sparring. Because I could eat it and not put weight on. So I was walking around for that full fight. About like 10 stone 4, 10 5. Whereas the big lads are walking under like 11.5 stone to get down to 9.5.
Yeah.
So it was like,
well, they can balloon back up as well.
That's what I mean. So obviously Noakes is strong as he is anywhere. And then to have that weight advantage.
Yeah.
I could see it. As soon as he walked in the ring and we're like facing off, I was like, it hasn't been. It was at the weigh-ins and stuff, you could see he was in good shape, but I didn't think he'd get that big. You know what I mean? So, but
how much did he put back on?
I think his team said like 16 pounds, something like that. I can't really remember now, but it got a lot. And I put like 6 pound up.
Yeah, because you're already at your walk around weight.
Yeah, so I didn't even have to do much of a weight cut.
No.
Like the day before for the weight, didn't have to at all. Whereas he's obviously had to, and then obviously for the now I've done super featherweight. I've went for a full camp. My nutritionist Dan Pierce, he had me had it bang on.
Yeah.
Got to it, and I was at 9 stone 10, 9 stone 11, which obviously I didn't think I could get to.
Yeah.
Unless I was doing a weight cut. But I was there, so obviously usually would be a little bit heavier, like I think I got to 9, 10, 9, 9 at like 4 weeks out.
Yeah.
And it could have been heavier, which probably would have been, but I wanted to see if I could get the weight down gradually.
Yeah.
Now I know I can do it, then I can do it slowly, so, you know what I mean? And
Yeah, because you don't want to rush it, that's what makes you frail on the night, doesn't it?
well, it's like Luke Campbell said, like it took him 15, 16 fights to get his weight right.
Yeah.
And he'd been boxing all his life and won Olympic gold and boxed for world titles. And like it doesn't happen overnight, you know what I mean? It's, boxing's a weight making sport, and if you're not having to make the weight, then you're at the wrong weight. And now I'm having to make weight, I know I'm in the right weight.
Yeah.
I'm not big, do you know what I mean? I'm not big. I've got some of the best footwork and head movement in the country, you know? Like that's my attributes. It's like I'm very slick and I'm very, very sharp.
Where does that come from, do you think? Just naturally in you?
Like my old amateur coach used to do a lot of stuff like what Usyk and Lomachenko used to do, like all the juggling and all the reaction training and stuff like that. Like that's stuck, and I still do it now.
Yeah.
With my footwork drills, and I'm rapid as well. Like if I was to go on a sprint, I'm fast.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe football as well. Like growing up playing football, like good footwork and what have you. That's probably played a big part of it. But yeah, it's just like not many fighters. You can't teach what I can do.
Yeah.
You can't.
I think you got to have that natural.
Yeah. A lot of fighters are even naturally strong. Like Sam Knox is naturally strong and big, and that's why he can punch like he does.
Yeah.
And obviously, I've got natural good footwork, and I've clearly grew up with it. So every fighter's got their own attributes, and that's what mine is, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know you were sparring Luke Campbell? You sparred Carl Frampton, hadn't you?
Yeah.
Jimmy Joe. Who else are some big names that you've sparred?
Dalton Smith, Max Hughes, Josh Warren.
Yeah.
Obviously, Tommy Kyle. I've sparred with loads, I've been in with that many.
Yeah. Do you feel
That's a really good.
Who do you feel was the toughest sparring partner? Dalton.
Well, from recently, Dalton is definitely going to be world champion. Oh no.
Yeah.
Everything he does is like. The last spar we had, I felt like a little boy. Honestly, I felt like a boy, and he was a man like with a similar age. And it was like, obviously, he's been doing it all the way through his life, whereas I was in and out.
Yeah.
And like his dad's a very good coach. He's in a great gym. That's still City with Grant Smith and all. And yeah, he's up there with one of the best, if not the best I've ever been in. He is good. Like you keep thinking, fucking hell, what the fuck was that? And it's not like. Obviously, when you've got 8 hours gloves on, it's going to be a lot different. But even inspiring you each, and you think, fuck, I don't want to take out them moments. So I'm just using my feet all the spot, thinking, I ain't getting involved. But Luke was good, Campbell was very good. He was like, he was the sharpest I've been in with, where it was like, boom, you think, you know, where did that come from? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas with Dalton, it's like, he just don't leave you alone.
You were sparring Frampton and Campbell quite early on in your career, weren't you?
Yeah, I think I sparred Campbell when I was like 17, 18. Same in Frampton.
Yeah. Was that in preparation for the what fight was he going into for that?
Luke.
Frampton.
The Josh Warren one.
Was he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Logan was sparring Josh, wasn't he? Did you spar Josh at the same time?
No, so I've done loads of rounds in Warren's gym with all the lads in the gym. He was a good sparrer as well. Max Hughes is good.
Yeah.
He's very good. Like he's tricky with him. He's very neat with what he does. I've been in and out of that gym for years. Like with my old coach and now my new coach. Like I couldn't say the amount of times we've sparred down there. Like I don't actually know how many times we've sparred when the first time was.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I sparred Frampton for that camp, but I didn't spar Warren for that camp.
Yeah.
But was only like one off with Frampton. I went down with Tommy because Tommy was training more than me.
Have you done a lot with Luke and Tommy through your career?
Well, I used to be at Tommy's gym as an amateur at
Yes.
his academy. That's where I met my old coach, Billy. Not really Luke. Luke was obviously training with McGuigan's down south. And he's trained in Miami and all that. So, not really done a lot with Luke. Done a lot with Tommy, like I was doing a lot of sparring with Tommy for his fights, and he was a lot bigger than me at the time. Well, obviously, I was only amateur at the time, so yeah, it's just all that sparring that I did at a young age, especially with Tommy. Like, Tommy could punch hard. It's like, fucking hell. It sets you up for the pro game. You know what I mean? You want a plan to spar them and then turn pro. It was like just the rounds that I was getting with whoever, as much experience as I could get because I didn't have a massive amateur background.
Yeah.
So it was like, instead of having these hard fights against kids that weren't going to beat, might as well have been. Like I had harder spars, you know what I mean? It's usually you have easier spars. I was having, not easier, but you have good competitive spars. And I was having fucking shit kicked out of me at a young age, like practicing things and that.
Yeah. Who's the biggest inspiration around you?
Around me?
Mm.
I won't really say I've got an inspiration around me. I've got a motivation around me.
Yeah.
I'm family and I want to like my missus and things like that. I want to do well for them, and I'd love to like retire with mum and dad, like make them not having to go to work, and all my family really like just motivated for them. No one from my family has done what I've done already. Do you know what I mean? I'm already up there, like I watched for British site, the Sylvester name's been up there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One in English, it's up there in the history books, so I'm getting there. Like I'm just hoping to just keep going the way I am. Obviously now I'm at this new weight, don't want to rush things. Like maybe rushed into the next fight, maybe not. We're never going to find out how it goes. Take a fight as it comes. Maybe get a couple of 8-rounders next year, and hopefully get a title next year. But if the British comes up for the super feather, I'm going to take it. We'll take any title fight I can get, whether it's next month or not.
Have you got any fights in the talks right now?
No, not really. There's no in the pipeline. I'm building an extension of my house at the minute, so it's just taking my life up. I bought an house 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Still haven't moved in.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, exactly.
You've noticing it how long it takes sometimes.
We had five back-to-back camps, and they're like 8 to 10 week camps.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so that's obviously
So there's the full year. Do you know what I mean? So I've got like 12 weeks of the year left to do my house completely. Like I ripped it all out.
Yeah.
That's just no motivation and a bit of inspiration to like box and get that fucking house sorted.
Yeah. You're doing it all yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got a builder at the minute helping me with the box work.
Yeah.
But I'm still there with him every day. Been there for the last 4 weeks straight since my last fight. And then Monday after my fight I was there for bumping boxing bricks out for him.
You can't be working anymore, can you, if you're doing that many camps in a year?
Well, no, because obviously boxing doesn't pay the bills. It's not. A lot of people think I'm fucking minting. I'm far from it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. When I fight, I can earn a few quid. And
Don't go farther, does it? With
no, like especially
team.
especially nowadays, like I wouldn't ever slack my team off saying you get too much money because I know like they put as much effort into me as I do with the boxing. Like they deserve what they get paid.
It's everything tied into it. Though. Team fees, medical fees.
That's it. Like even just little things like your boxing kit, like that could be up to £1,000.
Yeah.
I travel to Donny and back every week, so that's like 100 quid a week. If I'm doing a 10-week camp, that's £1,000.
Yeah. Do you think that's a fair we should go for a camp?
Well, that's just where my team's based, so it's like, I'm not planning on leaving them anytime soon, so it probably is. Probably that's going to be my camp for the rest of my career, you know what I mean? Boxing's not a long career, so
no.
If I was to just every fight have another team and whatever, people wouldn't want to work with me and you just won't gel enough. But gelled with the team that we've got, we're all a good squad, you know what I mean? So
have you got an escape plan from boxing?
Well, I'm sat at the minute, I'm a full-time plasterer.
Yeah.
So I've got me and my dad, we run a little family business, plastering business.
Yeah.
So I know what's plastering, so.
I'll pay it after that.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll stay involved in boxing even after you're retired?
I'd like to own my own gym.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gyms, you know, like Coggill's just got his gym. Been doing a bit with Coggill recently, doing pads and that.
Yeah, I saw that. But he said, I saw the interview, I think it was before the fight, he went down to Super Feather where he was talking about planning on it. How come you brought Connor in for that one, just for a bit of close to home training?
Yeah, so obviously Connor was managed by my manager, Steffi.
Yeah.
And Steffi used to just say, why don't you go do this at Connor's gym instead of coming up? Because I'd go down on a Monday morning and do 10 rounds on the back. That's
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was pointless because we was all there doing it, but it was like, well, you've got Connor there, go do your 10 rounds there with Connor. And at first it was like, well, yeah, it's a good idea, but I don't know if Connor wants to do it. And we spoke to Connor, and Connor was like, oh yeah, love to do it. And then from there it was like, go down, do my pads and that with Connor a couple of days a week. Just little things that you don't have to travel all the way up there to do when Steffi and Connor are in communication as it is tonight. So
It was gutting about Connor, wasn't it?
yeah, terrible.
He's, I think he's found himself in the coaching side of things.
Do you know what? A lot of people ask me, oh, what's he like? And as a coach, good class.
Yeah.
Considering he's only doing what, like,
He's got brilliant boxing, bro.
yeah, he's like a studier, like he studies boxing all the time, and you can see it in like when you do the pads. Like in my last couple of fights, he was watching my opponents. Like I'd come in the gym and he'd have been watching them all day, so
Yeah.
he'd have little ideas to go through, and then in the fights, I'd do what would be working on the pads and inspiring with Steffi and Connor, and it'd work. So he clearly knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Also wouldn't work in a fight or inspiring. So yeah, he's definitely got what it takes, and now he's obviously got Ted as well.
Yeah.
Doing a little bit with Owen Captain almost.
Yeah, I saw that. I asked him what was going on with that. I thought Owen might have been 10 in pro, but he's not as staying as an amateur.
Yeah, no, best thing for Owen to do is to stay amateur, because he can get to the Olympics. He guaranteed a deal with like your matchroom.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm having to do with the ad where like your small shows, all that sort of stuff, because I didn't have the amateur background.
I watched one of your fights and it was in a, like it was just like it was in a gym. What's the atmosphere?
Which one?
I think it was maybe your third or fourth.
Maybe being KC. Was it like a little white?
Yeah.
White venue. Yeah. Was that KC?
Was that a small venue?
Yeah, it was just a dinner show. I think you could maybe fit 1,000 people in there if that. But that's what I mean. It's gone from like the smallest of places to now be boxing at the Copper Box in London on the main card. That was a Shiraz card.
Yeah.
It's like it does hit you in the like at FET. Like while I was in the hotel and whatnot, that one phasing me at first.
Yeah.
And then you sit back and you think, fucking hell, like I'm here. This is where I want to be. And then it hits you and you think, oh, I need to do well here.
Are you a big fan of boxing outside of yourself?
Yeah. Like I follow it all the time.
I saw you at the Catrol Pro Grey fight, but you was having some food, so I didn't come.
No, yeah, I do like to go to the fights. Jimmy obviously boxed Campbell. I haven't been on that fight, so I was at sport Jimmy. I know Jack Carroll. Well, obviously when I was with Tolly, we used to go down to Jimmy Moore's gym.
Yeah. You got any fights coming up that you're going to?
No, not really. Unless shows come about. To be honest, it's not that I go to all the shows. Like if there's a show on, I'd rather sit at home and watch it on telly. But if it's someone from the gym, I'll go watch it. Like Terry's fights, Jimmy's fights, all the lads. The only fight I didn't go to was Padley's fight against German, which I wish I fucking went back.
Yeah.
He's holding there.
I was at the when I was at that Catrol Pro Grey fight. I went to toilet for 5 minutes during the World Collar fight.
Yeah.
Knocked him out. I came back and we were screaming.
Well, we done that. So a couple of my pals went to watch Terry box.
Yeah.
And I think she got beaten in one of the fights we went to. So because she got beat, it was in a bit of a mode, a bit upset for us. So I was like, I'm going. And it was when Warren was fighting. Was it Warren? One of them was fighting Martinez, Kiko Martinez. It might have been Galahad. Yeah, Kiko Galahad boxed Martinez, and that was the main event. And we left, and as soon as we walked out of the arena, we just did it raw. And I thought, I've got in the car, looked fucking Martinez, and knocked him out. I was like, never, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? It's like at football when you go for a piss and someone scores.
Yeah, it's just boxing though, isn't it? That's what I mean. It can be any shot, any time. Someone can go to look at who was it? Poirier. Gaethje. Gaethje was all over him, then boom, he was out. That's any sort of combat sport, that can happen. Even in football, that can happen. So I mean, that's why boxing especially, so entertaining because anything can happen.
Do you know when you've obviously not, have you not fought 4 opponents though?
4 or 5, yeah.
4 or 5. When you land the punches that put them down, do you think, like, fucking hell?
Nah, you know what? I've only ever reached someone once, and I've gone, they're not getting up off that. And if they do, fucking hell. And that was a Russian lad.
I watched that fight.
Yeah, and we didn't know about him, nothing at all. And then the week before, I think he stopped someone.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was a journeyman, and he stopped this kid, and I thought, fucking. Next minute, he's basically run at me, and I've just gone, real fast. And I've hit him, and I felt it right up my arm, and I thought, what a shot. And then he just like wobbled and just fell, and I thought,
yeah.
He can't get up here. And then he got up, I thought, let's go. Then he was obviously not, it was all over anyway, so the ref waved it off.
Yeah.
A lot of my fights, like I say, because I didn't have many amateur fights, I was boxing journeyman up to like 10 fights.
Yeah.
So it's hard to stop a journeyman.
Your 4th fight though, I can't remember his name. I've got it written down somewhere, but he's the type of fighter where he is a journeyman, but it comes to have a go, and you stopped him. Was your intention? Yeah. Was your intention to go into that fight and stop him?
Do you know what? I remember that fight. He turned up late to the weigh-in, and at this point it was the same day weigh-in, so I was getting weighed before the day of the fight.
Yeah.
And he was late to the weigh-in, and obviously I'd got on the weight, and I think the fight was set at 10 stone, and I was bang on 10 stone, not even a couple of grams heavy or like, I was bang on 10 stone. And he rocked in like his weight boots, and just looked a scruffy bastard. And I just thought, you're getting it.
Yeah.
You're late and all this lot at first. And then, but I'm not like that. I'm not that type of person. So I remember like thinking, it's just a fight. The journeyman, you know what I mean? Like he's coming to win a few quid. But my former coach was big on psychology. So I used to do a lot of hypnosis and stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember I'd go to this hypnosis, and he wanted me to be a bit of a cunt. Do you know what I mean? He wanted me to be an arsehole. And I did it in that fight. And then as soon as I stopped him, I felt bad.
Yeah.
I was like, because as a journeyman, like they get stopped, they're off for 30 days.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
they're
not getting paid for a month, and if they've got a family and whatever, it's not nice when you've got families and stuff. But they're running the risk.
It's part of the game.
Yeah, it's part of the game, but you don't have to be that prick, you know what I mean? It's an horrible sport anyway, so you're going to come against people that are assholes.
I think as well, you've got to be a bit of a heel to make a name for yourself. Like I was saying earlier, you're on camera on the matchroom cards and stuff, saying you're the best in the country, best footwork in the country, best head movement in the country. That type of stuff makes people listen.
Yeah, I do get what you mean. Like, look to be that big face. It's like look like like give me over. Like he's all mouth, but he can back it up.
Yeah.
And even if there's some fighters like any sport, or even footballers and whatever, like McGregor, big mouth, can't back it up sometimes.
Nah, well he backed it up for a long time.
He backed it up for a while and then he got chinned, but
I think he made too much money and lost the young for it.
Yeah, well, listen, if I won the lottery tomorrow and won 100 mil, I'd never get punched in the head again.
Nah, I'd be daft.
But I'd stay in the game. I'd do all the. I would. I say I would, but I probably would.
Yeah.
I'd probably just pay for myself to box on these shows and prep time.
Yeah.
You have got to be a bit of a heel, and I'm not saying. I don't go there and start being a knobhead anyway, like on camera and on the press conferences and all that. We're having a fight tomorrow anyway, so what's the point getting aggressive for? You just waste your energy.
At the press conference with Sam, you tried goading him into giving a little bit of shit, didn't you?
Yeah,
you try and make people give you shit first.
Yeah, kind of. I kind of try and wind them up, but be smart about it. So it's not winding me up.
Yeah.
But he said something back to me, it just went straight away. I couldn't even hear him before. What? I didn't even hear it, and then I listened to it back, and he had said something about getting a taxi and that, and I was just like, that did not bother me one bit.
Yeah, good.
Whatever they say to me, it's just alright then, well, I'll see you tomorrow anyway, and we've got gloves on, we'll get paid for it.
Yeah.
Like I said, growing up on an estate and hanging around with on a rough estate, you do end up fighting and you do end up coming up to something.
I'm used to it. Growing up on estates and handle that.
I'll be pardoned that though. It just is what it is, isn't it? You're a young lad. Someone's gonna give you shit, you're gonna give them back.
Yeah.
But because we're fighters, we're getting paid for it. Some people do it in press conferences and have to start arguing and whatever. I think the reason actually from Noakes getting a bit more riled up was because the two lads that I was fighting that was sat next to us, they was arguing.
Yeah.
And I was just sat there giggling like, why are you both being aggressive for? Like, you're gonna be fighting tomorrow, just chill out.
Yeah.
You've got weight to make, do you know what I mean? There's no point wasting your energy.
You've got to keep a straight head, haven't you? If you're like constantly arguing with someone, you're not going to keep that straight head.
You can't let them get in your head.
No.
You can't do it. And you lose the fight if you let them get. Look at the Jimmy Campbell, like Jimmy got right under Campbell's skin, and then next minute Campbell's coming out throwing big haymakers from the first belt, and then Jimmy sculls it.
They're big wins for about it. So I think that even just the Hatton name, it carries that extra bit of pressure on Jimmy's back, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like thing is, Campbell's not his dad. He's not, and a lot of people need to like Jimmy to beat Campbell twice, not only once but twice. It's fucking quality.
Yeah.
And to have that Campbell at a name, but it's like
it's done big things for it. I think it's got him the GBM contract.
Yeah, exactly. He's done big things from it, and yeah, like Campbell's not. He's not what people would have made out him to be anyway. Just because he's Ricky Hatton's son doesn't mean he's going to be the next Ricky Hatton.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jimmy showed that. Jimmy's beaten twice. Like, once in his backyard and once in Campbell's backyard. And so, if anyone says that Campbell won either of them fights, fucking delusional.
No, I got battered in the first one, definitely.
He improved a tiny bit
Yeah.
in the second one, but Jimmy still had his number.
Yeah. Who's your favourite fighter of all time?
I've got a few, to be fair. You might not even know some of them. You know Willie Peppers?
No, but I've heard you talk about him.
Willie Pepper, honestly.
I
I could watch him. He's in black and white, like he's the only ever fighter to win a round, not throw a punch.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, he's that good. Like it's just made him look a fool. And I think even like watching the Willie Pep, that's why I think he would. Now I've got a few like Lomachenko. He's one of his favourite fighters, Willie Pep.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, like Lomachenko, he's up there with one of the best.
I went to the Lomachenko Campbell fight.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be the last time Campbell boxed, but he boxed. Did he just fight Garcia after that? Is that the only fight he had since then?
Lomachenko, Garcia. Yeah, I think so.
But like, I thought Campbell was getting old at that point, and then to go 12 rounds with a pound for pound, arguably the best in the world. I just thought.
But the thing is with Luke is just because he's not had all them knockouts and that, like he's very fucking good. Like he's a very good fighter. You don't win a gold medal in the Olympics to not be a good fighter. I don't know. I thought I could have done. I thought I was going to beat Garcia, especially when he got down. I thought get in and smash him up here. Obviously, now we found out Garcia's a juicer.
Yeah.
Possibly was on it then.
Probably.
There's a lot of ways to get around with all this steroid shit, and more people are coming on with it. And nowadays, it's not who's on it; it's who's not on it.
Yeah. What do you think about all the YouTube boxing shit?
A lot of shit.
Did you see the Jake Paul Mike Tyson thing?
I watched it, mate, just because I wanted to see Tyson knock him spark out. But I knew it, in the back of my head, I knew it was never going to happen.
Yeah,
It's like me going on the street with someone who was at 60 years old at my weight, like they're never going to win because they're too old, and it's not fair. He probably rigged anyway, but obviously.
I think so. The way he was pulling punches, they had the signature Mike Tyson like shot right out, and he just dropped it.
Watching him on the pads and that, he was like, yeah, fucking old Mike's back, and then did that in the ring, fucking biting his glove more than that.
I don't know what he was doing.
I think the YouTube stuff, I get why it's happening. I get it's bringing numbers to the game.
Yeah.
And I get it's bringing more fans. But the fans that it's bringing, they're only watching that shit. They're not watching the actual stuff.
No.
Unless it's like your Fury and your Joshua and that. No one's bothered about those little guys who are coming up.
I think Fury's ruining his name at the minute. He pulled out that Darren Till fight, didn't he?
It's fucking plenty. The full YouTube shit, like, I'm kind of envious at it, in a way, jealous in a way, but I'm not, like, I'm more fucking, like, why the fuck's this happening?
Yeah.
The money that they're making, they've never had a fight in their life. They do a bit of YouTube once a week, and then they're making 6 figures a year off one fight. And I'm like, I've been training since I was 6, and now for the last 10 years of my life, fucking grinding like fuck. And I'll never make that money like Jake Paul. Like
Can you see why people like Mike Tyson and Tommy Fury are?
Yeah, I can see it. Exactly. I can 100% see it. And if the phone rang for me tomorrow to go fight fucking one of their YouTubers, I'd fucking take it because of the money that they're on.
Yeah.
They're on more money than us lot. And it's just because of the fans that fucking get. You look at in the crowd when you watch a Jake Paul fight or a fucking KSR fight. They're all kids.
Yeah, it's like 10 to 15.
Yeah, they're all kids. And I get it. I get, like I said, I get it's bringing new faces to the sport, but them kids, they're not bothered unless it's Jake Paul. I asked the kid not long ago that. Kid was in the gym. And said, who's your favourite fighter? And he went, Jake Paul. I wouldn't get away from me now. Because he thinks he's a real fighter.
Yeah.
Because he's watching him on telly having a pair of gloves on. And it's like, don't get me wrong, the training in boxing is hard. And if they can all do the training in boxing, fair foot school.
It's fought one boxer there and he's lost.
Exactly.
Mike Tyson moved retired.
They're all fighting each other, like you see, like that misfit stuff. Each fighter fights another one of them.
Yeah.
It's not like they're getting anyone new in them. Like if it was me and I was there in charge of that misfits, I'd say, right, KSI, your next fight's going to be against a journeyman. Let's see how we do against a journeyman.
That's what Jake Paul
If most journeymen can actually fight,
yeah,
they're just there to survive, but they can actually, Lee Connolly, for example, the violent vegan, his name, that's his nickname, he can fight. And I'd even now he's retired, I'd put him with any of them. And he's my weight, who's lightweight, like me. I'd put him in with Jake Paul in his schooling.
I want to get a journeyman on this, and my dad said a real good question for him. They've had, some of them have had upwards of 100 fights. Like Luke Fash, he's one of my mate's uncles. He's had upwards of 100 fights, lost most of them.
Yeah, probably lost all of them.
Yeah, but does he have the experience on one of these young fighters who've only got 3 or 4 fights to decide, you know what, I'm not losing today.
There's a lad from the gym who just turned pro as a journeyman.
Yeah.
Called Sam. And I think he had 4 or 5 amateur fights, maybe more. He can fight. I've sparred him and he can do a bit, but now he's training to be a journeyman, which is hard to explain. So when I've done some sparring with him, he's not doing anything. Just thought, we'd have a good spar, and it's now he's just and it's now, because there's an art for I couldn't do it. There's no way on earth I could do it, because I'd end up getting chinned by someone. I'd end up fighting someone who's a lot heavier than me, walking down, and then they'd throw a shot, and I'd throw a shot, and I'd go to sleep. You know what I mean? And it's, there's a certain few fighters out there that are on the road. I watched that Owen. What's his last name? Not my last fight, the one before.
Yeah.
He got to maybe a fan.
Yeah.
I remember after the fight, I went up to his coach Roger and I went, why is he on the road? Literally said, why has he got on the road? Why is he a journeyman? He just all purely selling tickets and stuff like that. If you can't sell them, you can't fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't sell your tickets.
Boxing's one side that's hard to it, and then ticket selling's another side that's hard to it.
Oh, it's like a different. You're doing all this training for 8 to 10 weeks, as well as selling tickets. Selling tickets is a full-time job because you're having to chase people up for money. You're having to go deliver the tickets, and it comes like a tune, you know what I mean? But the more fights you get, the more experience you get, the more you get better at selling the tickets, the more they sell themselves.
Yeah. And with you, again, as I said about the confidence, that sells tickets. People want to come see you, put that into place, do you know what I mean?
There's a lot of good fighters in a lot at the minute that are coming through. Me, Ted, Harvey, Logan and Louis.
Yeah.
Hash, Raymond from all the trains out.
Yeah.
Well, City now. There's a couple of lads from City Hall that are they would put your brains together. You can make a good show. You can sell a good show. You know, I ain't watched none in about 3 years. Just because there's no big shows on in here. No. And I'm not saying I'm better than these shows here, because I would fight here. I would fight on really small shows here, because I'd be able to sell out. Everyone always says when you come
if you was fighting at City Hall on VIP, it'd be round.
Yeah, it'd be round.
And if you had Logan, Louis,
in
the card 10,
it's it'll get to the point where we're all outselling each other, and that's when it becomes a bit of a competition, which is good. It's an healthy competition. You all want to sell more tickets than each other. You want to get paid more and things like that. But
were you around that Sonny Taylor much?
yeah, I'm good pals with Sonny. I get along with Sonny a lot. He's I don't know what he's doing now.
No, he's not had a fight in a few years, has he? He's got top 10 now.
He's a good puncher out.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it is with Sonny. I don't know if he's carrying it on. If he's not, I don't.
He's still training and that.
I think he's still training. I ain't spoke to him in a while now. To be fair, I should message him really, but I know he's been married and had a kid and stuff in the last couple of years. So
yeah. Out of the top 10 that's in front of you, there's people like Zelfa Barrett, there's Danny Quartermain, a few more. I can't really think of them off the top of my head, but out of the top 10 that's in front of you, who would you like to fight?
all
All of them.
of them.
Every single one.
I've got a lot of thoughts on it. Who's been one of the best in lightweight. I couldn't tell you myself who's that super featherweight in those ranks because
Yeah.
I've only just gone down. Obviously, I knew everyone at lightweight, so now we've got to back up to speed with the super featherweight. But I'll fight anyone. I'm not picking and choosing. If the money's right and there's a title on the line, I'll fight whoever.
Then that Danny Quartermain, he's quite a domestic fighter, and he makes some money behind his fights.
Yeah, but the thing is with these smaller shows, and on GBM now are getting bigger.
Yeah.
And obviously they're gonna set paying more, but it's obviously a rematch, and them two are having a rematch, aren't they?
Yeah. The Ed Clash is horrible.
I'd like to have the winner of them. I'm not bothered anyway. Like I say, I fight anyone. One box, I'm not too want to fight anyone.
Yeah.